How to spot a yes, no question. An introduction. Hello and welcome to today's video. We're going to delve into the fascinating world of yes, no questions in English. Yes, no questions are simple, but essential, tools for engaging in meaningful conversations. Today, our focus will be on how to recognize yes, no questions. Let's get started. In English, yes, no questions are inquiries that can be answered with either a yes or a no. They typically start with an auxiliary verb or a modal verb. Auxiliary verbs include words like do, is, are, has, and can. Modal verbs, on the other hand, include could, should, would, and might. Here's an example. Are you hungry? As you can see, the question starts with the auxiliary verb are, and you can respond with either yes or no. This is the fundamental characteristic of yes, no questions. The most straightforward way to recognize a yes, no question is to check whether it starts with an auxiliary or a modal verb, as mentioned earlier. However, we also have to be aware of the question's overall structure. A yes, no question often uses a subject-auxiliary inversion, where the subject comes after the auxiliary or modal verb. For example, in the sentence, "Are you ready?" You is the subject and are is the auxiliary verb. Here are some more examples. Do you like coffee? Is she coming to the party? Has he finished his homework? Could I use your phone? Just as there are rules, there are also exceptions. Not all yes, no questions will start with an auxiliary or a modal verb. One of the most common examples is questions beginning with got. For example, got any plans tonight? Got time for coffee? These questions are informal and mostly used in casual conversation. The expected answers to these questions are still yes or no, making them yes, no questions. And there we have it. You've now learned how to recognize yes, no questions in English, from understanding their basic structure to identifying exceptions. Remember, the key points are to look for questions that begin with an auxiliary or modal verb, and questions that can be answered with yes or no. We hope you found this video helpful. Keep practicing your English and stay tuned for our next lesson where we'll explore more about question formation. Happy learning!